and they will talk about it. Literally every person on this earth is toxic. I would literally cry to not care about any of this, and वही सबसे important चीज़ है that I have. Hi, I'm Avishi. Welcome back to another pep talk with Avishi. I was feeling so lazy about filming this video, but then I saw that the sun was shining into my room, and I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to put my face right in front of it. So let's just wait for Avishi's face to become a tomato in 30 minutes. Today's video is about friends, toxic friends, friendship breakups, peer pressure, fear of missing out, and all of that. I asked you guys about your specific situations on my alternate account, Avishi's Coffee Shop. Follow me on Instagram at Avishi's Coffee Shop and Avishi Mish. So I was in the same school till 10th grade. Like literally, I even did my play school from that school. It wasn't called play school, but it was play school. So basically, from age like 2.5 to 16.5, I was in that school, and I was so emotionally attached to that school. I would literally cry if anybody ever mentioned that we're gonna change your school, or we're thinking about changing schools when I was a kid. But then in 10th grade, I voluntarily, like pretty much entirely on my own, decided that I wanted to change schools for whatever reasons. And that school was very, very different from this school. Like, I've seen a lot of different kinds of people. I've also been so many different kinds of people. You know, like I've evolved so much that my experiences with people have been so varied and vast. And I have so much that I just want to share with you guys. I want to be the big sister that you never had. Sometimes I feel very suffocated and sad because I have snakes, not friends. Let me just tell you that there are snakes everywhere, and there will be toxic people everywhere. People who are so jealous of you, people who say things behind your back, people who are nice to your face and then mean behind your back. So common, literally everybody experiences it at some point in their life. Even in a friend group, एक person might like another person but still might not like some things about them, and then एक situation will arise when this quality of the other person that they don't like will be highlighted, and they will talk about it. Everybody gossips. If you think that you will find some perfect friend group where everybody's nice, where everybody loves you, where you will love everybody, and there will be no gossiping, there will be no backpitching, like it's not going to happen. Because we're human beings, right? You're not going to like everything about everybody else. The key to not care about any of this, and वही सबसे important चीज़ है that I have realized in the past 2 years, is detachment. Like complete detachment, A, and B, learning how to enjoy being alone and being with yourself. Knowing that at the end of the day, you are all you have, and maybe you're like really, really close family. And how do you learn how to enjoy being alone is when you start respecting and loving and valuing yourself, and when you stop putting yourself down and you stop judging yourself as per other people's standards. Just because somebody said ki, oh, you know, XYZ pretty nahi hai, XYZ is not this, is not that, should not affect your self-worth. And that's, I know that's easier said than done, but you have to practice it again and again, and you have to tell yourself again and again that my worth is independent of what other people say about me. And once you do that, you will literally have so much fun just being on your own. And I'm not saying don't be an extrovert, don't go out to people, don't socialize. I am very much an extrovert. And I know people who are even more extroverted than me who still really enjoy and value their alone time. So the best and easiest way to do this is to find activities जो आप खुद कर सकते हो. Maybe even if it's like watching Netflix, it's fine. That doesn't have to be something that productivity gurus like. It can be like reading or painting or whatever. Find something that you can do alone, that you enjoy doing alone, and then do it every single day. Like fine, if not every single day, if you don't have time, if you're in 12th grade, maybe don't do it every single day. But if you find like even an hour every 3 days to do something just for yourself, completely alone, and you start to enjoy that experience, and you will start to crave that experience when you're sad, when you're not happy, when you want a break from life. Then you won't be dependent on other people to make you happy. You won't be dependent on other people to entertain you. This reply is so me. I keep on pushing people out of my life. I feel like sharing stuff takes a part of my soul away. Why so? I don't know what your life has been like, but I have overshared to so many people. so many times, always at the wrong time and always at the wrong things. Like, I've done this in so many situations and I've always regretted it. And so now I'm like a vault. I'm talking to people, even if it's a random person, I will be honest about my opinions of other people. If it's something like that, if I don't like somebody, then I will honestly say that I don't like that person. I don't hide things like that, and I don't really care if a person I don't like finds out that I don't like them, you know. It's not a very good habit and I don't encourage this. This is like manufacturing ops in your life. And for me, like with social media, I share a lot of my soul on social media, especially in videos like this, but then there is some boundary, there is some level of information that I will not share about myself, because as this person said, it feels like, I feel like it's taking my soul away. Just understand yourself a little more, understand if you're an extrovert, introvert, and see how you can incorporate this into your life and your relationships in a healthy way without it impacting the quality of your relationships with people. Should I date my senior? Never. Short answer, no. And let's not get into the long answer. My whole self-confidence shattered after the friend group I created turned back on me. Kya karu? I actually know someone who experienced something like this recently, and from what I have understood, and in my opinion, if a bunch of people decide to just up and leave you one day, then it's 100% a good thing for you. You know that like 2017 boss babe girl boss Pinterest quote, the trash takes itself out? It is that, okay? I don't know if you're spiritual, I don't know if you're religious, but I always believe that like God or the universe will take out bad things from my life automatically. So if anything that has left my life, even if right now it feels like it is soul shattering and I am so sad about it, know that in a year or even in a few months, my perspective will have entirely changed, and I will see this as such a important like turning point in my life and such an important turning point for my personal growth, because you can only grow as a person when you're in these weird, uncomfortable, different circumstances. And you know how people say you always grow out of your comfort zone. So it is out of your comfort zone to not have friends. This is an opportunity for you to grow. Now by grow, I don't mean start listening to like self-help gurus and start meditating at 5 a.m. every day. Like, you don't have to do that, you can if you want to. But by grow, I just mean develop a greater understanding of yourself, develop a fruitful relationship with yourself, and learn to be happy, learn to be confident in that way, in such a way that it benefits your career, in such a way that it benefits your, you know, material goals basically. How do you move on from a toxic friend without sympathizing with them? Okay, listen, everybody's toxic. You are toxic and I am toxic, and literally every person on this earth is toxic for many reasons. Of course, some people are toxic to a damaging degree, a degree that is damaging to themselves and society. You have to understand that to an extent, we are all doing things that are hurting other people and we are not realizing them. So if you are sympathizing with your toxic friend, that shows that you are a good person. At the end of the day, you're living for yourself. So if your friend's existence in your life is disrupting your life or your mental health in any way, then you need to tell yourself that it is completely fine for me to completely respectfully and nicely push them out of my life so that I can be okay, so that I can be happy. Because if that is the case, then you need to do that. I'm not saying go and have a full-blown argument with them. I'm not saying go have a fight with them, but do it in a cordial manner. It's still getting your point across, you know, like it shouldn't be like the person shouldn't be confused. Like they should understand that you are slowly phasing them out of your life. How to find peace in solitude after a friendship break. Okay, so friendship breakups are really hard, especially when they come out of the blue and you don't know why they happen, or the other person sort of distanced you from their life. I think it's so important to be kind to yourself in a moment like this and let yourself take a break, cultivating hobbies that you enjoy, and journaling. Journaling is so important. Because when you're just going through life and things are happening, then you don't realize why they're happening or what is actually going on, because all of it gets muddled up in your head and there's just so much brain fog. So when you write it all down, it gives you so much perspective and you're able to look at it from like a third person perspective. I can't understand if this is real friendship or not. When I see others, I don't feel like it is. The grass is always greener on the other side, and you never know what is really going on in someone's life. It can seem like everything's great and people are so happy with a big group of friends, but they might actually be super mean to them. They might not even like these people. They might be gossiping amongst themselves, and it might be a really, really toxic space to be in. So don't form assumptions based on what you see other people, the kind of life you see other people living. What I've learned in the little bit of life that I've lived in 18 years is that true friendship is one that stands the test of time, firstly. Like, if there is a true friendship in my life, then I would consider this person a true friend, because there have been situations where I have put this person's need above mine, and there have been situations where this person has put my need above theirs. A little bit of extra effort, you can see it in people. Also, if a friendship lasts, you like leave the situation. When you change schools and this person still makes an effort to talk to you, your views and the fear of missing out. Firstly, you are not living the same life as everybody else. Hence, you do not need to do the same things as everybody else. You have different goals. You're a completely different person. If someone is going on and doing things that you also want to do, but maybe you're not able to do these things, know that nothing is going away. Just know that you will have the opportunity to do these things later on. And again, the grass is always greener on the other side. You don't know what the real experience of that person is, what engaging in these activities is actually doing to that person physically and mentally. The person doesn't even need to be going through something massive, but life is hard for everybody in different ways. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it helped you out. If you want any sort of study tips and tips on time management, if you're having trouble with that, check out my course with the link in my description. Follow me on Instagram at Avishi Mission, Avishi's Coffee Shop, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content like this. Bye bye.